Jones is back on the show. Guys, check out our YouTube. We stream live. We'll have our clips up there. You can watch now or later. Now and later's excellent underrated candy from the 90s. All right, how is Daniel Jones? How's he doing? What's he thinking about? Which Will Ferrell movies is he watching right now? What are his conversations with Tommy DeVito like? Is he serving chicken parm at his Thanksgiving? So much to get into. Also, friend of the show, Dante Whitner. Dante Whitner came on our show once and he shut it down because he's played for a ton of these teams at a high level. Niners, Bills, Browns, we'll cover them all. And Lavonte David, wow, this is a packed show. Let's get it going. Over a decade in, and I caught him doing good. Water, coffee, Tic Tacs, lip gloss. Let's go. We got a big show. I'm excited. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks for everybody's comments in the chat. We're excited to have Dante Whitner on the show, an excellent analyst, getting us set into a very sticky playoff picture, sort of on both sides. Who should we believe in? Who should we not? What do we make of the Browns? That's a pretty polarizing squad as we head into Week 12 action, because Week 11 is over and it ended with a bang. We got a goodie last night. Woo! And we didn't see the same explosive offensive situation out of the Chiefs and Eagles that we saw in the Super Bowl last year, but we did get the same level of drama and honestly a little sprinkle of controversy for your Tuesday morning. The Eagles storm back to stun the Chiefs. This one's in rainy, messy, icky conditions in Kansas City. Donna Kelsey's in the building. Parents are meeting. All this is going on. For Philly, that's where we start, because that's where the winners start, and that's what we got to do on this program. And we've talked about it on the show, they are not what they were last year. They're better because they're adapting. They're making the big plays in the key moments. The Chiefs took away A.J. Brown. They sacked Jalen 5 times in the first half. I hated seeing that lower third on the ESPN broadcast. I was like, oh, I hate this. And it resulted in the Eagles' second worst offensive output in the entire Nick Sirianni era. The Birds put up 238 yards of total offense. Is the sky falling? Are we freaking out? Did I check on Marissa McBride, our resident producer slash Eagles superfan? I did, and she was worried, but Howie Roseman's a genius. How many times do I have to tell you all? DeAndre Swift made him look so much smarter than he already looks last night. He accounted for 107 of those sort of measly 238 yards and was the only real consistent offense the Eagles had, but that's amazing. The box score wasn't pretty, but it was a big moment for Swift, for Howie, for everybody, for Jalen too. Everything he wanted to do was taken away from the guy. The Chiefs aggressively jumped on all of the RPOs and the short stuff. I talked about AJ, the pressure he was under, but with the game on the line. The game on the line, facing your nightmare, your PTSD defense. This defense, by the way, is insane. We'll get to that. Fourth quarter, he figured out a way to get it done. This throw that you just saw to Devontae Smith, what's more clutch? I haven't seen it. That's it. That's it right there. And while it was already just an insane, incredible moment by itself in a vacuum, it got better after I heard what Nick Sirianni had to say about it after the game.
Devontae and AJ had a huge play that Jalen actually checked to. It was a heck of a check. Jalen just sees some great things out there, and he did a phenomenal job. Got to a little bit of a, I won't get too much into it, but he checked to that, and it ended up being the right call at the right moment. And that's what good quarterbacks do. Quarterbacks, they make 3 or 4 plays that change the game with their mind, right? They got to do a great job throwing the ball, running the show. But they make 3 to 4 checks a game with their mind that can make big differences, and Jalen did that tonight.
He looks a bit exhausted there in a win, and I gotta say, congrats to Nick Sirianni, to everybody involved, because there was a bit of a demon to slay there. Granted, this is a regular season game, but it's a big game. I'll remind everyone, when I went and sat with him in Philadelphia at the training facility in the middle of training camp for this season, he candidly, and I give him a lot of credit for admitting, and actually his son sort of ratted him out, that he's still there clicking with the remote, watching Super Bowl tape. Yesterday, the day before, in training camp for this year, when everybody wants to put bad losses, the past year, the adversity in the rearview mirror, like Like, Nick Sirianni's been dealing with this heaviness of the Super Bowl loss week in, week out. I believe in that. I joke about the PTSD of it all, but it existed. And so congrats to him. Congrats for getting it done. And really, kudos to the entire Philly Eagles team. And what he's saying there about Jalen is that he's finding a way. And that adaptation, he says it's good quarterbacks. It's great quarterbacks. We're seeing more teams week in, week out. They're ready. They're coming for them. They've got the target on their back in the NFC. And they're taking away the good things the Eagles have, the things the Eagles do best. Yet somehow, Jalen and co, they're finding a way to get it done. And these comeback wins are moving him and this Eagles team into sort of like legendary territory. And I don't mean that. Like I know what I'm saying when I'm saying that. They've got a few weeks to go. And look, we have to update this after last night. Take a look at this. Best records. After digging themselves out of that 17-7 hole, the Eagles are now 4-0 this season when facing a halftime deficit. Okay? That surpasses the undefeated 1972 Dolphins and the 15-1 1998 Minnesota Vikings. I'm talking about the best record in NFL history when trailing at half. They moved to 9-1, a game up on the Lions for the 1 seed, 2 games up on the Niners, and they're currently the favorites at plus 190 to repeat as NFC champions. Big, awesome night for Philly. Couldn't be happier for them and all of their fans getting one over the Chiefs. And for the Chiefs fans never want to hear it. Never want to hear criticism on their team. Y'all got some issues, but I do think this is like a reckoning, like a galvanizing situation. Listen, this loss drops, keyword drops, we'll get there. It drops them to the 2 seed in the AFC. Baltimore takes over the top spot. I have a feeling that race for the number 1 seed it's going to come down to the wire, as it usually does in the past couple of years. But for KC to stay in it, they got some fixing to do. Y'all have to head to the shop. I don't know. We didn't do it at the trade deadline. Okay. It's an easy thing to point to the drops, sure. And if NVS catches this, and I think every Packers fan on the planet is like, I've seen this before. Speaking of PTSD, listen, we're not talking about anything else this morning if he catches that. Same with Justin Watson's, 4th and 25, fine. But it wasn't just the drops on the receivers that are, stifling, sinking Kansas City right now. How do y'all feel out there at Up and Adams show? I mean, their best 2 players. Their best 2 players both committed turnovers in the red zone. That's unbelievable. That's hard. That's unacceptable. This Mahomes pick, the Travis Kelce fumble, this was the first thing Andy Reid pointed out post-game, not the drops. So everyone's screaming the drop game. No, you even get field goals in those 2 spots, you win the game, okay? If this offense, and they've gone 3 straight games without a single point in the second half, what is going on? They're the 2nd highest scoring team in the NFL in the first half, dead last in the second half. That is bananas. Coach Reid was asked about it, by the way, and is there an answer?
Adam, I think we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. I've got to do a better job helping out with that, and then, my guys have got to do the same thing. So we've all got to pick it up a notch there the second half. We're just not as sharp there. We'll work on that.
Vague, not really an answer. He's super frustrated. I get it. I think they do turn this around. This is one of those, maybe they needed this. I'm surprised and sort of happy that there isn't like the world of sports media coming after Travis Kelce this morning for like being focused. Why are you in Argentina? Nobody's doing that, which I appreciate. Because that's just the way human nature works. And, when you put your life out there, you sort of ask for that if something goes wrong. That hasn't happened, which I love. But I do think there's like this was a primetime game. We got to tighten this up. And with what Andy's talking about in these first and second halves, I can't say it doesn't remind me of the Alex Smith-led Andy Reid offenses, okay? They sort of do their thing, scripted, and then they go into these sort of lulls in the second half. We haven't seen it with Mahomes, though, and now it's happening, which is weird. It might not be that. I'd love to know what you guys out there think. The personnel, the receiver issues, that's clearly going to contribute to this, but there's more to at play here than that. Whatever's going on, the Chiefs have to fix it, and I believe we'll fix it. I kind of actually know that the Bengals have Browning. I sort of think the Chiefs are going to go and be the representative yet again. If this is the Super Bowl matchup, I'm as giddy as can be. I'm booking my flight extra early to Vegas, even though I just left there and was there for way too long and hated it every second past 24 hours. If this is it, other way. If this is it, I'm into this. Who says no? What would be better? Ravens, KC? That'd be fun. I like everything, but this is the one that I would want for round 3 of this. Speaking of trying to fix things, guys, we have some breaking news out of Pittsburgh that happened just a couple of hours ago. It finally happened. I literally think it happened is trending on Twitter. Steelers parting ways with offensive coordinator Matt Canada. Tom Pelissero reporting that running back coach Eddie Faulkner and quarterback coach Mike Sullivan, okay, they're going to split the OC duties. Sullivan, I do believe, will be responsible for the play calling portion of the program. It's a move that kind of had to happen. This Steelers squad, I mean, they're 28th in total offense, 28th in scoring. They've been outgained in every single game this season. I feel like people weren't totally paying attention to this, but they don't do anything till the fourth quarter. Not everybody's talking about it, which is great. Steelers are still very much in the playoff race, right? So this isn't like that's why we're ripping the Band-Aid right now. We're trying to jumpstart and add some sort of a spark here. I don't know if this is going to do it. Sullivan, it's kind of like what we're talking about with Brandon Staley. If you get rid of him and you fire him, is it Kellen Moore? Is there somebody in that building that can pull an Antonio Pierce and sort of get them going? I don't know. Is Sullivan it? He was a play caller down in Tampa with the Giants. I don't think that went particularly well, but they did need to try something. And Tomlin, this was surprising because I don't recall him being a guy who's like, yeah, let's pull the trigger and, fire a coach mid-season. It's the first in-season coaching change, I believe, that this organization has made in literally 80 years. I think World War II was the last time that they made a mid-season coaching change. So it says a lot here, not about how bad it was, but about how much potential Mike Tomlin sees in his team to make a change and get it going and get his ass into the playoffs. That's what I think. Kenny Pickett, 31st ranked passing game. They have to take a jump here down the stretch if the Steelers are going to get into any sort of a playoff situation. And we'll see if this is the spark that we've seen on so many other teams in recent history. All right, we've got to talk to Daniel Jones after this. We've got Dante Whitner. We've got Lavonte David on the show. Hopefully we can get Daniel Jones on the program. He's dialing in now. But cheers to you guys. Cheers to the Eagles for pulling it out in a messy Kansas City. It's fine, but I don't. Can you guys tell Bailey not to cut things so short on these just put off the whole thing I say about the Eagles. The cutting around it loses its, I think. There's a 16-second clip up. I don't get it. I know, but why do we get pinched on it? If the sports betting stuff, we didn't get pinched on. Thanksgiving week, big show. We've got Dante Whitner on the program, Lavonte David will stop by tomorrow. It's Monday, Tuesday, Gronk Day, and then Turkey Day. So happy Thanksgiving to our next guest making his triumphant return to the Up and Adam show. Hey, Daniel Jones.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you? Don't ask me. How's it going with you?
I'm doing good. Just been rehabbing and getting ready for surgery, doing surgery up here tomorrow. So getting ready for that.
So you're doing it in New York?
I am, yeah. I'm doing it up here.
Day before Thanksgiving surgery? You don't want to hold off till next Monday, bud? Come on.
No, it's the best time for it, and got a lot of football to watch while I'm laid up. So looking forward to
that. Did you watch football last night?
I did, yeah. I watched the game. Thought it was a good game. More defensive than I thought it would be, but it was definitely a good game.
Dude, if the Chiefs make it, it's because of their defense, and I can't believe that I'm saying that. But I was like, oh my gosh, if they make it to the Super Bowl, it's their defense leading it all the way. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Their defense is playing really well, obviously, but I wouldn't. Pat Mahomes is going to get rolling here pretty soon, and that's hard to beat him when he's rolling.
I love that the Chiefs lost. You're speaking highly of them after the Eagles won, because you can't say anything nice about the Eagles side, Daniel. You just can't.
Part of it.
Can't say it. Okay, so you're having surgery, and then give me like a timeline process. So you're rehabbing a little, I guess, to get set for surgery. I don't know much about this kind of stuff. So then, like, what does the schedule look like? Like after surgery?
So just try, before surgery, just trying to get the swelling out, get the range of motion back. And then, going in for surgery tomorrow. And then it's about 8 to 9 to 10 month recovery period. So, we'll attack that and approach that, work on that, day by day, and try to get back as fast as I can.
And your time will be spent watching Will Ferrell movies, I'm sure. Outside of kicking and screaming, what are the Will Ferrell movies I need to be watching, or that you'll be watching? Elf is on nonstop right now.
Yeah, Elf's coming up. It's Christmas time, so you got to watch Elf. I don't know. You're making me a big Will Ferrell guy. I don't know if I'm a big Will Ferrell guy. I'm a big kicking and screaming guy.
Okay, got it.
I'll watch some Elf maybe coming up.
Are you a Thanksgiving guy?
I like Thanksgiving. I got my family will come up here to New York, and we'll be able to spend some time together Thanksgiving. So looking forward to that.
Is Tommy DeVito inviting your family over for chicken parm on Thanksgiving?
Haven't gotten that invite. It's been fun watching DeVito. He's been playing well, and big time win for us on Sunday down in Washington. So that was fun to watch.
Tell me about this DeVito character. Everyone's obsessed with like the off the field, the parm, the this. Like, what makes this kid tick?
He's got that kind of edge to him. He's got a swagger to him, and he's confident. But super hardworking, good dude. Has come in and been done everything that he could to improve and continue to grow. And that's why he's been ready for these last few games. So it's been fun working with him in the room, and he's a good player.
What kind of stands out about him? I mean, even just from the performance that he had last week, or in that quarterback room where you're helping him get ready.
I think it's his confidence and kind of his edge. Like I was saying, he's got that, and I think that's kind of natural part of him, part of who he is, and he's always had that. And I think that helps when you get on the field and you're out playing as a guy without a ton of experience. I think that helps, and you saw it on Sunday.
Yeah, and I think having you in there, and you were so what do I want to say? Like, you were so effusive and enthusiastic about what Tyrod Taylor brings in that quarterback room. Like, y'all are just trying to get wins for this team that wants and deserves wins, however you can get them. And I bet you being in there is really helpful. I got to tell you, I hate what happened to you. Like, I just hate it. And last time we saw you on our show, we were excited. You're healed up from the neck injury. You get the start against the Raiders. You injure your knee on the last play of the first quarter. I want to get into a little bit of like how you chose to go back into the game the very next play. Like, take me through the sequence of events of that play and what happened there.
So the last play of the first quarter, tried to make a cut, step up, and I felt my knee kind of like shift or buckle weird. I hadn't really felt that before, but didn't hurt. Didn't hurt that bad. I got up and in between quarters, I jogged and made some light cuts and, felt like I was going to, give it a shot and see if it would hold up. And then I got, next play, tried to put my foot in the ground on my drop and felt that same kind of buckle or shift. And I knew something was up at that point. So, it was tough break. Tough, obviously worked hard to get back from the neck injury and be out there, and then tough break to have that happen. But it's, part of the game. And, a lot of guys go through it and a lot of guys come back stronger. So that's my goal, and just gonna do everything I can to get back.
So when Coach Dable comes over to you on the sideline, and it was, I think, in that first quarter break, and you told him you're good to go, and you weren't. What was going through your head as a competitor?
It's like, I hope I'm good. You don't really know. I think that's part of it. You don't really know exactly what is going on, and I think I was, something could be up here, but you don't really know, and I wasn't gonna leave the game not knowing. So, I had to make sure, that I needed to leave the game, and so that was part of that. But as a competitor, you're gonna do everything you can to stay on the field and be out there. So just tried to give it a shot and make sure that I couldn't go, I guess.
I mean, we've seen so many season-ending injuries for quarterbacks that we know and love, you among them, with Rodgers to kick it off week 1 against the Bills in your building, Cousins, Burrow, Watson. The league doesn't like it. Fans hate it. We have all these rules to protect quarterbacks. Like, is there what's the lesson in all of this? Because this isn't what we want,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think, a lot of them aren't really contact injuries or things that you can prevent from a, rule standpoint. I don't know. I think it's part of the game, part of playing football, and guys are going to get hurt. It's part of the game. So I don't know, what else you can really do. You think about those examples with Rodgers and Burrow, and not as familiar with Deshaun's injury, but just not sure what you can do from a rule standpoint.
Yeah, and now we've got Mr. DeVito in there. He's doing his thing. You're resting up. You're rehabbing. He's got this thing. Everybody, how Jersey is he really? Like, what's the most Jersey thing about Mr. DeVito?
Most Jersey thing about him? Well, he definitely is Jersey. He's a big, like, black tank top, gold chain. I remember we did our throwing trip. In Charlotte this summer before the season started, and he was on the plane in his black tank top and gold chain, and I mean, he's Jersey to the core.
You're like, it's not October. You're not dressing as a situation for Halloween. Like, what is going on here? So he's quite a character. So who we're seeing is who he is.
That's who he is. 100%.
We love seeing it. Listen, Chris Collinsworth was on our show, and as I was thinking of the names of these quarterbacks that have gone down, he said that as soon as a quarterback signs a contract, a big one with the team, a well-deserved one by everybody, it's the market, that it puts a target on your back. Did you feel, or do you feel like added pressure after the Giants sort of locked you in? Like, what's your experience like with finally signing that contract?
Well, I mean, I think playing in New York and playing quarterback, there's always pressure. Since I was drafted, I felt that. You feel the responsibility to play well and lead the team to win games. So, signing the contract this offseason, you still feel that. And yeah, there's certainly some pressure and responsibility that comes with that. And, I felt that, I feel that, I understand that, and I take that seriously. I don't think that's something to shy away from. I know I've got to play well and lead the team to win games.
Is like, I don't know, as far as the process, like you're having surgery, you said like 8 to 10 months. What is the dance, like the dynamics to the dance? I know you leave it to your agents, but like, obviously the Giants, they're kind of in position if they want to grab a top 5 pick. I'm saying that to you. You know that. You're a smart guy. What do those talks start now? When do those talks or what has it been like as far as your future?
Yeah, I mean, I'm more focused kind of day to day on what I'm doing here and trying to get healthy. Has been getting ready for this surgery, and then it'll be recovering from this surgery going forward. So, how that all works out is down the road a ways, and I don't have a ton of control over it. So just focus on what I can do to get back.
Yeah, and it's good that you're saying that, but in talking about your future with the Giants, I don't know if you saw this, but Eli Manning told the Marchand and Oran podcast that the Giants need to put more trust and talent around you because this last year isn't a reflection of who you are as a player. What do you feel like when you hear that? Because the truth is, I mean, I'm looking at even just the numbers, all of that, like, your sacks, it's stupid. Like, Saquon wasn't there a bunch of games. You took a beating all season. Your O-line was beat up all season long. So would you agree that some of this criticism that you're getting or that you would be getting or is unfair and that Eli's right?
Well, I mean, I think, every team in the league deals with injuries. They deal with, situations that aren't perfect. And the job is to overcome those and win anyway, play well anyway. So, I didn't play well enough, didn't do enough for us to put us in position to win games. And I know that, I know I've got to play better and I'm focused on shoring that up and working on the things that I need to do to improve, as far as how I feel about the criticism or what people are saying, I'm kind of more focused on what I need to do, and I know I got to play better.
I think it's a big deal that Eli said that. Is that that kind of an endorsement? I mean, you guys have a relationship. He's a legend.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate it. He's helped me a ton.
Well, okay, hold
these
on.
past few years here.
I don't know if you heard. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers said that that the Giants don't get enough criticism. So let's not even make this about you. Did you hear him say that?
I didn't hear him say that, no.
He did. He says, why are the Jets getting so much criticism, but the Giants, somehow, they don't get anything? Nobody's talking about it that much. He literally said the Giants suck and nobody is talking about it as much. That was his quote.
I don't know. I guess he's trying to deflect some attention from the Jets.
He's trying to start something. Okay, so Thanksgiving. Talk to me about Thanksgiving food, because we're going to go back to this, because we saw there's an Instacart, which you've never used because you don't even use any social media or know what's going on. An Instacart poll revealed the least favorite Thanksgiving side dishes for Americans. So here we go. These are the least favorite ones: candied yams, green bean casserole, cranberry sauce. What do you make of this list? Are you is this right or wrong?
The fact that sweet potato casserole is up there is unacceptable. Green bean casserole would be my least favorite, but sweet potato casserole is one of the best, I feel like.
It's not cool. Okay, so perfect Thanksgiving meal. I know for you would be nerd ropes with a side of Reese's Pieces, but what's your number one overall Thanksgiving? Let's go Thanksgiving side dish, your number one overall draft pick, and the number one, and you already said the least favorite one's green bean casserole, in which you're right as usual.
I would say mac and cheese would be my first overall pick. Mac and cheese is up there. I mean, sweet potato casserole for me is up there. Definitely, definitely top two.
Do you call it dressing or stuffing? You're a Southern boy.
I think it was always dressing at my grandmother's table. It was always dressing.
So are you guys going to watch these games? What is it like on Thanksgiving watching with your family?
Yeah, it's I can't say I've done it a ton. Obviously, you have a lot of memories as a kid growing up, and you're always watching the Thanksgiving games. But as of recent, probably since I've been at Duke, I haven't really watched a ton of football on Thursdays with the family. But it'll be fun. I don't even know who's playing. I guess Dallas is playing. The Lions are playing. I don't know who they're playing, but it'll be good to spend some time with them and watch some football.
I'll leave it as a surprise. We want you to heal up and feel great. And let me ask you this. If you had to trust one Giants teammate to be in charge and responsible for your family's Thanksgiving meal, like they're cooking, they're arranging it, who would you pick?
Cooking and arranging it. Maybe Ben Bredesen. I feel like you got to go with an offensive lineman.
Okay. Smart.
Ben Bredesen, Andrew Thomas. Maybe put those two guys together.
Yeah, put those two guys together. Are not going to leave you guys any food to eat for your entire family. That's a bad call by you, Daniel Jones. Heal up. Surgery tomorrow. Wishing you all the best. Let us all know how you're feeling after that, and have a happy Thanksgiving. All the best. This is, of course, just a chapter in the book.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Kay. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. We've got Dante Whitner on the show. Lavonte David is on the program. Daniel Jones being amazing as usual. He didn't take the bait. He could have clapped back at Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't want to be clickbait for you, Rodgers. Dante Whitner joining us next. Can I have Hamilton? Hamilton, come on, knock on my door. I've been waiting for you. Man, he did not want to take the bait.
Nah, I mean, honestly, if you're one of his teammates.
From Aaron.
Oh, yeah, it was. But, if you're one of his teammates, you got to appreciate, the approach that he's taking. And, he's not taking any of the outs that people are giving him. He's not, reacting to any of it. He's just looking at what he has to do himself, and he's not throwing any teammates under the bus, and you got to love that.
I wanted to ask him the Eli thing to more talk about, like, how has Eli been important to him? Clearly
Yeah.
Eli's voice matters.
Oh,
and to
absolutely.
have him come out and say something like that's not just nice. It just shows Eli's not saying that just 'cause.
Exactly. He definitely sees something in him. And I'm sure, he oh, well.
Can I just tell you, Vegas is nothing but business cards. Like, look up, who has this kind of a business card? What's happening? I'm never going back to Vegas. Ever. Until next year.
Except for February, yeah.
Dante Whitner. Are you coming out here in December, bud?
Yes, I am. There's still a few details I guess we have to work out, but I'm coming.
I know I have to get back to, I'm going to be in New York that weekend, and I have to be back here in time for that game. But I might just go straight from the airport. Because it starts at 1:25, so we would want to be there around, I want to be there on time. I know that I always screw you on this. I know, I thought about this. I have to get back so we actually get to enjoy it. And so we should probably be there on what, like 11?
Yeah.
11
sounds
11:30?
Because, yeah, shooting for 11 means you'll get there at 12. So, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. We couldn't get on the field for the international game because I was late, and Hamilton was actually not mad at me, which was nice because he was, he's being Hamilton.
I understand. Things happen.
Okay. Dante Whitner! I'm about to get an education, people, from Dante Whitner. We love Whitner. He brings it. He's ready to go. Welcome to the classroom. Okay. All right, waiver wire grabs for week 12. If you're still in it in week 12, I'm proud of you. Congratulations, everybody. First up, let's go with Seahawks running back. This is Zach Charbonnet. Here's the deal. Kenneth Walker, we saw him limp off the field. He had the oblique injury. And then they've got this quick turnaround against the Niners. Daniel Jones doesn't know if they play on Thursday, but they do Thursday night. And Zach's in for a heavy workload. Play him. Next, Ravens tight end Isaiah Likely. Okay, Mark Andrews, we know we're sad. He's out for the year. He's out, not fun. Likely's going to get some opportunities here to shine. He's really athletic. He put it all together, and I think he will. We could see him put up some big performances down the stretch. Ceiling is high, so he's an intriguing add. 2% roster. Don't be stupid. Finally, we can't get enough of Jaden Reed, people. You got to find these bad teams, these players that are doing it, garbage time, whatever. He's finished as a wide receiver 1 in back-to-back weeks. He's getting more and more involved in the run game. He's got to be on your roster at this point. Is he a start? Probably not automatically, but they got the Lions on Thursday, they got the Bucs in a few weeks. You can start our guy, Jaden Reed. Okay, now it is time to welcome in onto the Up and Adam show. There we have it, a 2-time Pro Bowler. He played safety for some very intriguing teams that are very much in the mix right now. Lots of questions about the Bills, the Niners, the Browns, and Washington. He's currently an analyst for NBC Sports Bay Area and CBS Sports Network, and that's only going to grow because you're just going to go. Last time you were on the show, Dante Whitner, proud Ohio State Buckeye, I left with such an education. I can't thank you enough.
Oh, you're welcome. And another thing I'm going to educate you about, they keep saying 2-time Pro Bowler. I made 3 Pro Bowls. It's very difficult to make Pro Bowls.
Oh my gosh, why do we do this?
I don't know why that's
fired.
on Wikipedia. They're cheating me of a Pro Bowl. But we have to change that. I made 3.
We will fire Wikipedia. Everybody on Twitter, please let's get that going and correct it. And somebody's losing their job 2 days before Thanksgiving on our staff. I'm kidding. You're here. We're happy to have you. We had Daniel Jones on the show. We have Lavonte David on the program. Listen, there's a mighty big game this weekend in the college world, though. We got to start with your Buckeyes taking on the Michigan Wolverines. Your underdogs on Saturday, my friend. Tell me why Ohio State wins this one.
Well, because we have better players, we have better coaching, and because they can't use the signs that they stole from other teams, right? They can't do it versus Ohio State. So we saw last week that they struggled with Maryland, and Maryland is a feisty team. They were able to take away the running game from Blake Corum. They were able to get after J.J. McCarthy, and in the fourth quarter, they had ample opportunities to win that game. And at Ohio State, this is our everything. We have a clock in the locker room that really counts down all year, all the way until the second of that toe meeting rubber. And, it doesn't matter if you're undefeated or not. If you lose to Michigan, it's a failed season. So, yeah, we lost 3 consecutive, but this is our year.
Now, you're familiar with Taylor Lewan? Y'all have had some battles, yeah?
Yeah, we have. Many.
Okay, so he was on my show. He was on my show yesterday, and he had this message for you.
Me here.
Brother, if you guys keep working hard, if the Ohio State program keeps working hard, you guys will be back someday, but that's not this year. Michigan is essentially creating the greatest movie, the greatest 30 for 30 anyone will ever see. The adversity, the allegations, people are coming at them left and right. And what's going to happen? They're going to dominate Ohio State yet again, like they have the last 2 years. They're going to go to the college football playoff and they're going to win the entire national championship. And everyone's going to give them an asterisk, but they're going to give double birds to the world and keep it moving, brother. So good luck. Your guys are definitely going to need it.
They weren't talking like that when we won 9 consecutive. I didn't hear all the Michigan fans screaming when we won 9 consecutive games versus Michigan and probably got 4 of their head coaches fired. And, I do agree with the adversity part of it. And I play for Coach. I play for Coach Harbaugh. And one of the things that makes him special is his ability to affect the guys in a psychological manner. For example, the greatest leaders in the world, they're able to bond those players together and get them to believe in certain things. And one thing that he had us believe in was that the front office was against us, that the media, who he calls the pundit and scribes, were against us, and we had different chants. And the biggest chant that we had was, who has it better than us? And when you look at all the great leaders in the history, this is what they all had. So I agree that he's using the adversity, he's using the psychological warfare to really mold his team and go out there and do whatever it takes to get that one win. But I don't see it happening this year. When you look at the Ohio State and how we're built, and you look at every statistical category across the board, we're top 5 in it. We have NFL talent on all levels, and right now we're the number one supplier of NFL talent. Of college talent in the NFL. So yeah, they got us 3 consecutive, but it's our time this year. But he's going to use that. He's going to use everything to try to get a victory.
Yeah. Yes, he's going to use that. I wish I could add to the conversation. I went to Mizzou. I'm just happy where I heard ranked top 10 for the first time in like 10 years. So I wish my alma mater was more involved in the drama and the sauce of all this. But it'll be a great game. And listen, Dante, we got to flip to the NFL here. We had a great game last night. The Eagles won the Super Bowl rematch over the Chiefs. Kansas City shut out in the second half. This season, they have scored the fewest points in the second halves of games in more than any team in the entire NFL, which is kind of crazy. Do you think the Chiefs' offense is the reason that they might not make a Super Bowl, which is crazy to say? Because if they make it, it's surely going to be on their defense.
Absolutely, and we saw it last night late. You saw the big drop at the biggest moment in the game, and they don't have a guy like Tyreek Hill that steps up in those moments that threatens the defense and really open up things underneath for, Travis Kelce. They're making Travis Kelce work too hard to get open and get the production that they need. He's their only playmaker really on the offensive side of the ball besides the running backs, and you're putting too much pressure on Mahomes. They're expecting Mahomes to go out there with a bunch of players that aren't producing in the moment and really haven't earned their stripes. And the Kansas City Chiefs, when you're coming off a Super Bowl, you're going to get everybody's best shot. And it takes a lot of mental fortitude to really step up and play that level of football each and every week. And you had a very hungry Philadelphia Eagles team that's built very well up front on both sides of the ball. And they just made one more play than the Kansas City Chiefs. But all in all, I think that Kansas City, if the receiver catches the football late in the fourth quarter, we're having a different conversation.
Now you've been do you think the Eagles are the best team in the NFL?
No, the 49ers. 49ers are the best team in the NFL. Once they acquired Chase Young, that shifted the power dynamic in the NFL. Mostly because the 49ers are built basically through a 4-man rush. And when you have a guy like Chase Young who demands attention, who forces offenses to, okay, now you have to decipher who you're going to double. Now you leave many defensive linemen out there like Eric Armstead and Javon Hargrave one-on-one, and then that's when they start to move these guys around. So the 49ers have played incredible football, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, all because of the acquisition of Chase Young. Look at it similarly to when they acquired Christian McCaffrey and the offense started to take off. I think we're going to see that from the same side of the defense.
That level impact, that's, and that's Ohio State vibes. I see you.
Absolutely. They got the Buckeye crunch.
Are we just going to pretend that losing an all-pro safety like Hufanga isn't going to change their chances? Like, how do they, give me something. Give me the reason I think that they can overcome his absence.
Well, because they have a veteran back there that I pretty much coached up when he was a young guy in the league, and Sean Gibson, to take control and lead with the communication. And if he makes it easy on the rookie, if he tells him exactly what to do, as I did when we were with the Cleveland Browns, he'll be okay. And then you have another guy that I played with over there in the coaching staff who understands how to develop a young safety, and that's Deshaun Goldson, all-pro safety I played with in San Francisco. So he has a bunch of defensive guys around him to get him ready. And we're talking about Jair Brown, who was drafted in the 3rd round this year, who, if he would have ran a little faster, he probably would have been a late first rounder. And we saw what he did when he came in to replace Hufanga at the end of that game. He had 3 key pass breakups, 4 tackles, and a game-sealing interception. So, it's all good to sit behind an all-pro, but, we expect this to happen. Safety is one of those positions that you can cover up for with a pass rush, with another veteran safety. He's not on the island a lot of times, so he just has to do his 1/11, and Tashawn Gibson is going to make sure that he does that.
I just love that you brought up Deshaun Goldson. That made me happy. You've played with some great. I miss you out there. I miss that whole crew of guys. That's amazing. Listen, the guy, Brown made some big PBUs on Evans, so I like what you're saying. I do think the secondary has been like sort of if you're looking at the Niners, the target, like it's the low-hanging fruit pinata of like, if there's an issue here, it's that, and he's been the best, guy for years now, Hufanga. So we'll see if what you're saying can happen. But let's talk about your Browns, okay? Your hometown Cleveland Browns. You were a Pro Bowler a multiple Pro Bowler? I don't know. You'll have to tell me.
I made one Pro Bowl with the Cleveland Browns and 2 with San Francisco.
Okay, perfect. So you're Pro Bowler for the Browns. So we got to talk about them. They're sitting there at 7-3. They're, in the 5th spot in the playoffs, trying to figure it out. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he played good enough to get the win against the Steelers. I was impressed. I'm impressed with him as a player, as a man, the guy in front of the microphone handling all of this. Do you think they should stick with DTR, or, is Flacco something that's interesting to you? What do you make of the quarterback situation, how far it can go?
I think they should stick with DTR, but you have to play to the offensive strengths. You have to run the football and run it at a high clip, especially on 1st and 2nd down. I think that they have the ability to minimize the risk of him having to throw the ball consistently, being that their defense is tops in the NFL. When you have a defensive line like they have with, just a barrage of different players, starting with Myles Garrett, who's a generational talent and pretty much unblockable, I think that you can lean towards your defense, your running game, a lot of screen game. And, in those moments when he has to make a play, I think that he has the ability to navigate the pocket, be able to influence and play some sort of background football, but take care of the football. So I think you go with DTR. He looks light years ahead of where he was earlier in the season before they played the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, I don't even think it should be much of a conversation. Is this the best Browns team that you've seen since they moved back to Cleveland?
Yes, 100%. And I was a part of some of those Brown teams, and watching them play, it looks like a championship mentality. Watching them execute on offense and defense, because remember, I covered the 49ers and I had to watch their film. So what I'm watching is a high level of, good coaching, because they're putting their players in position. They're affecting the quarterback, not only with rushers, but with deception and how the safeties are wide and high and shoulders. And then the cornerback play, they've really asked their corners to step up and play a lot of man coverage. And then the way that they adjust on a weekly basis shows me that, this is a championship team and they're for real. So, earlier this season, I said that the Cleveland Browns defense was pretenders going into the 49ers game. I got a lot of backlash for that. I took that back, but they're for real. This is the best Cleveland Browns team that they've had in probably 20, 25 years.
Last question for you, and a quick one because we got to run. But I saw on your Twitter timeline you had a lot to say about the Bills. You were spending some time there. After what we saw a couple weeks ago this week, do they make the playoffs?
They're here. You see this? Right? Up and down, up and down. I think that a move that really wasn't talked about was Brian Dable leaving. Like, when you have a great offensive mind like that, it's not easy just to plug and replace you. And that was really Josh Allen's, confidant. That's who made sure that he was comfortable at all times and would adjust things based on how he saw the game. So when you hire Ken Dorsey and the offense and the defense start to play and fluctuate, it leads to losses. So they're at a crossroad in their season. If they can run off 2, 3, 4 in a row, I think they can save it. If they fluctuate and keep going like this, I don't know if the Bills can make that long run. I don't know if they can do it.
I think this is it. All right, we appreciate you, Dante Whitner. Good luck to your Niners. Good luck to everything you're doing in your amazing analyst career. And on your way out, wave and say hello to Lavonte David, who's on next, the defensive leader for the Bucs. Y'all have crossed paths, I'm sure.
What up with it?
Yeah, we have,
Yeah.
for sure. No doubt.
Yeah.
Good to see you, brother.
All right, we'll talk to you guys. Lavonte will be on. Lavonte, we busted you. We caught you red-handed. We'll get into it all after this. Happy Thanksgiving, Dante.
Happy Thanksgiving, Kay.
Lavonte, you know Dante?
Yeah, I met him during the Super Bowl last year, and I met him through Deshaun
I was
Goldson.
going to say. I figured we were just talking about Deshaun Goldson. That's so funny. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Where are we driving to? Were we outside the facility?
Yeah, I'm outside the facility. I got a little appointment I got to get to, so I'll be all right though.
Okay, we're going to be on in 2 minutes. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, you're the best. Perfect. I didn't even hear. Did he say Bills will make the playoffs or not? I was just focusing on this. What did he say? Yes or no?
Let's go, man. Jersey. Ram Nation, baby.
Fans for the win. Again.
Man, that ain't too bad for a birthday right there, because we got Dub City. Cowboy Nation. Back in the W, baby. Yes, sir. Yeah. Hell of a job today. When can we not have a heartbreak?
I'm so proud of this team.
I ask unmatched energy and competitive toughness.
Just keep battling.
You get being stopped after stop.
I'm right.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
All right, in a couple of days, we have Thanksgiving. Most of us home, warmth of family, food, memories, pictures, all of that happening. And not everybody gets that. And so in order to help ensure that the most people are well fed and taken care of, we have amazing people in the NFL doing lots of good. My next guest has been a stud for Tampa Bay for so long, 12 seasons, but also a stud off of the field as a husband, as a dad. And we caught you, Lavonte David, as you come to us from your car outside the facility. You're not just going to get away with feeding so many Miami families, 300. And it's unbelievable. It's a Thanksgiving dinner with a basket giveaway. You're a Super Bowl champion and a Super Bowl human, in my opinion. We caught you.
Thank you.
Lavonte, you were born and raised in Miami. How important is it for you? And this isn't the first time. How many times have you done this? It's the annual Thanksgiving turkey giveaway, dinner giveaway, whole thing in your hometown.
I believe this is the third or fourth year. But yeah, I'm born and raised from Miami, Florida, and every year, I try to pay it forward. I try to give back to the community that helped me get to where I'm at today. I do a turkey giveaway back at my high school, Miami Northwestern High School. I started at like maybe 200, and then I saw how big it can be and how many people was coming out. So I ended up raising the turkeys to 300, so everybody could get a fair share, and it's mostly first come, first serve. But it's definitely a good feeling to be able to give back and see the outcome of everybody, just coming out and taking advantage of that.
Tell me more of the response. You're obviously really focused on playing and being the leader for that Bucs defense, but providing a holiday meal for families who are struggling, that's got to mean a lot. What's the most memorable sort of response that you've gotten from the turkey giveaway?
Just the outpour of support. Just people reaching out and saying these good things that I'm doing in the community, and how the stuff that I'm doing won't be forgotten, and how everybody just respect me, not only as a football player, but what I'm doing, with the platform that I have. And then that's the main thing for me, just being able to, help people out in the community that I grew up in. I know around the holidays could be tough for some families, and stuff like that. So I just try to do my part, just kind of like ease it a little bit for those people who are going through hard times. So, I kind of do multiple things. I do the turkey giveaway.
Yeah. Those turkeys are expensive. They're real expensive. It's amazing what you're doing for so many families. No, seriously. And you've got, of course, the Lavonte Legends Foundation. It's not just based around the turkey giveaway. You help so many people in so many different factions in your community. We recognized it. We saw it. Your fans put it on our radar. So we wanted to tell you that Up and Adams is donating $1,000 to the Lavonte Legends Foundation today.
Dang, appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. We definitely appreciate it. Most definitely. Thank you so much.
We got to get people, I don't know how many turkeys that'll buy, but hopefully it'll buy a couple more for those families down in your hometown in Miami. Now, you're in your car. It kind of looks like you're at the facility. I got to ask you left the game third quarter, bit of a groin injury against the, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I'm actually out. About to meet with the doctor in a little bit, but I should be fine.
Okay.
You know, just a little bit cautious and stuff like that, just to see the severity of everything. But you know, my hopes are very high. You know, everybody in the facility hopes are very high. You know, me, I always try to stay in good spirits, stay positive. But I will be fine though. No big deal.
You're the perfect person to ask this to because you're a Super Bowl champion. I can't like no big deal. You were killing it in that game. 7 tackles, 3 TFLs.
Yeah.
One of those being a sack. You've crushed it. You've had 5 games this season with double-digit tackles. Insane. You're going to play forever. I'm not even going to ask you about your future. You're going to play forever, in my opinion. You just took on the Niners. Dante Whitner, he just said hi to, said they're the best team in the NFL. You played this team. Is there something to that? Are they a little special?
Yeah, special football team, man. One thing I like about them, they stick to what they do, and they do it really well. You know, they give you a lot of different looks offensively, and get you going in different directions and stuff like that. So you just got to be on your P's and Q's when you're playing against a team like that. And then what I love about them for real is I'm a defensive guy, so I'm being biased. I love their defense, the way they play, the way they attack, the attitude that they have, the attitude that they play with, the grit that they play with. So, you know, they have a great coaching staff, and, you know, they play real good football. But obviously, man, I feel like we can compete on that level. We just gotta, you know, find ways to pull it out. You know, the kind of the small things on our part. Lucky for us, we got a long season. Got 7 more games left, so we definitely got a chance to be able to get up there and be able to.
We've seen the Bucs do it before. You did have Tom Brady, but let's not kid ourselves here. You were in the thick of the NFC South race, 1 game back from the Saints right now. You've been on Super Bowl teams. Go fix your groin and get back out there. Lavonte David, good luck to you. Thank you for joining our show, and happy Thanksgiving to you.
No problem. Thank you, Kay. I'm definitely going to do that. I got to get back out there, man. I'm sorry. I got goals to accomplish.
We got your former teammate Rob Gronkowski on the show tomorrow. We will see you on the field. Go do your thing. Go fix your groin, Lavonte David. I got to go. Goodbye.